Were you a fan of Formula One in the mid-2000s? Back in '05, the most popular song was Green Day's Boulevard of Broken Dreams. In 2006, it was Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. In 2005, YouTube was launched, and in '06, Italy won the World Cup. But in Formula One at the time, Fernando Alonso and Renault were winning races and championships, even when their car wasn't always the best. He managed to secure these titles by taking advantages of other teams' misfortunes. It was a grand time for Alonso fans, but even still, my favorite parts were his celebrations. He came from a small working class family, but as they say, the sky's the limit. Fernando Alonso Diaz was born in the summer, the 29th of July 1981, in the old Spanish city of Oviedo, Asturias. The Principality of Asturias resides in a unique part of Spain, often referred to as Green Spain. Unlike large parts of the country, it is filled with rolling mountains and lush greenery. Nestled in the heart of the region is the capital Oviedo, founded in the late 8th century by a couple of monks. The city is full of history, architecture, and it was home to the Alonso Diaz household. Fernando was born the second of his family's 2 children, behind his 5-year older sister Lorena. The household was not poor, but could simply be described as working class. His mother, Ana Maria Diaz Martinez, was employed at a shopping mall in the middle of the city. His father, Jose Luis Alonso, worked as a factory explosives mechanic at Rio Tinto Explosives, a business that produced explosive devices for mining purposes. In addition to this, his father was a fan of motorsports. Using his mechanical know-how and spare time and money, he was somewhat of a hobby kart racer. When his children were born and started coming of a proper age, he wanted a shared interest of hobby between he and his children. He built a pedal kart, painted stylized after a McLaren F1 car, for his 8-year-old daughter. However, after a short period of time, she became uninterested in the kart, but 3-year-old Fernando was very keen on spending time behind the wheel. Fernando had just turned 3, and his first experience in the kart would be with his father walking alongside to be sure nothing bad happened. The kart was very slow, so it was easy to monitor his child. In the parking lot of a grocery store, Jose was excited because his boy was showing good signs. 1, he didn't hit any of the parked cars, and 2, he was very excited about driving. He says he could tell right away he could pass his passion for racing on to his son. Fernando says, obviously, he was too young to remember it, but photos and videos exist, so at this age he was driving and shortly after began racing locally in little karting events arranged by local markets and stores. His opponents were often double his age. Throughout the majority of his karting adventures, he was usually 4 or 5 years younger than most of his competition. By age 5, the local karting association had granted the young boy an official racing license, allowing him to compete in their events. As he grew, his father would adjust the pedals and the seats of the karts he was driving, and his mother would constantly re-sew and tailor his uniform. They didn't have a lot of money, so they made do with whatever they had. Even when it was raining, they couldn't afford wet tires, but Alonso would suit up and drive with slicks in the rain. He wasn't winning, he was often lapped in a lot of those races, but it didn't matter, he went out and drove. Racing was a fun hobby, there were no future expectations, and no real promises he would even continue in racing. Away from the track and throughout his young life, his parents, especially his mother, made sure Nando was a well-rounded individual and pushed the importance of education. He attended the Santo Angel de la Guarda school in Oviedo, where he was a good student. He knew the stipulations, do well in school, and continue to race. He often needed to study or complete missed school assignments in the back of the family's car as he traveled from home to track. He was also a pretty shy and quiet child who fully committed himself to whatever he was doing. His emotions really only coming out when behind the wheel or competing in other sports. He was competitive. He played many sports, being especially good at football. As a matter of fact, at one point later in life, Fernando was offered the position of goalkeeper for the Celta de Vigo football club. After several years of honing his karting craft and racing locally, at around age 7, Fernando would begin competing at a regional level. His first race would come in a nearby town of Pola de la Viana, where he would win. He would then continue winning, coming first in 8 of the 8 races that year, being crowned Asturias' children's karting champion. The next year he would repeat and be the karting champion of nearby Galicia. In 1990, he'd move up to the cadet class of karting, but the success would not slow down. He'd come away from the year as champion in both Asturias and the Basque Country regions of Spain. In the following year, he would finish second in his first participation of the National Cadet Championship. For 1992, he was granted special permission by the local karting federation to race in the 100cc class of karts, where most others his age were deemed too young. He also recalls hanging a poster of his driving hero, Ayrton Senna, in his bedroom. Formula One didn't have TV coverage in Spain at the time, but from what he could see, he saw Senna as inspiration. So far in his career, the karting operation had been completely managed by his family. They paid for all the expenses, his father was his mechanic, and on weekends he would get off from his job and sometimes drive as much as 10 hours to take him to a race, and then need to return ready to work start the next week. In addition, with Fernando doing school in the week and traveling for races on the weekends, his mother and sister didn't get to see as much of him as they would have liked. Fernando was aware of the sacrifices his family was making, and he knew he needed to attract attention on the circuit if he wanted to continue in karting, because his family had limited financial ability. His ability had attracted the attention of Spanish kart importer Marco Guinness, and he gave Fernando a challenge of competing in a round of the Catalonian Championship. On a new track, with new competitors, Fernando found success right away, winning the race. After this, Marco started to mentor Fernando and provided financial support to help relieve some of the burden on his family. For 1993, he would be competing in the Spanish Karting Championship with the Genie Kart team, where he would become the junior karting champion. Impressed, Guinness quickly got the boy in contact with a 6-time world karting champion, Mike Wilson. Wilson invited him to a test session in Parma, Italy, where he could easily see the boy had special talent. By age 12, he would be taken under Mike's wing and joined the Italian-American Motor Engineering karting team. Between 1993 and 1995, Alonso would win 3 Spanish Junior Karting Championship titles. He broke plenty of age-related records, and his performance would see him moving up to compete on an international level. In 95, he would finish 3rd at the World Championships. In 96, he would win another Spanish Junior Championship, more international karting events, and the FIA 5 Continents Junior Cup Championship held at Genk, Belgium. In the next year, he would win both the Spanish and Italian International A championships. Then in his final year of karting, would finish runner-up in the 99 European Formula A Series with 9 victories, and again win the Spanish Inter A championship. In the last few years of his karting adventure, Fernando had began to act as a mechanic for younger kart racers in order to help make extra money to put towards his own avenues. Unfortunately, in 1999, a whole new avenue would become available. An opportunity that would see Alonso competing in a car for the first time. Well, almost. Roughly a year previously, Fernando had competed in a Spanish driver competition, and he won. Elf Fuels would cover the cost of competing the following year in a Formula Series, but Fernando didn't have the money to cover the travel costs. Plus, he still had a contract in karting, so he turned it down and returned to his karting successes. He did, however, draw the attention of Spanish former F1 driver Adrian Campos. And in 1999, Adrian would give him the opportunity to test his team's championship-winning car that had been vacated by Marc Genet. He signed Nando to drive for his team in the Formula Open by Nissan Series for 3 years. Fernando had secured 3 years to learn and show his talents in cars at a junior professional level. However, he only needed 1. In his first year of racing cars, he would get 6 poles, 8 podiums, and 6 victories, winning the '99 Formula Open Championship. By the end of the year, he was winning in karts, in cars, and would have his first test in Formula One machinery. It was his prize for winning the Formula Open Championship, a test session run in a Minardi car at Jerez. For Y2K, he would become the reserve and test driver for the small Minardi team. In addition, he would be racing in International Formula 3000 with a Minardi-supported team, Astromega. The year would start a little rough, with much of his development being hampered by retirements. But by the end of the year, he would have a pole, 2 podiums, and a victory in the final race at Spa, in quite dominant fashion. He'd ultimately finish the championship in 4th, but his performances had him on the radar of several F1 teams. In December of 2000, Nando had what he calls his first proper F1 test with the Benetton team at Barcelona. But when Australian Paul Stoddart bought the struggling Minardi team heading into 2001, he says the best thing he got in the deal was their reserve driver Alonso. After he bought the team, they had little more than 6 weeks to prepare for the first race of the season, and Fernando was in the factory working with the team until midnight each day to get the cars ready as best they could. The only track testing they had before the season started was a quick straight-line shakedown at Furano. The little team made it to the season opener in Australia, with Fernando as one of their premier drivers. He says his first memories of an actual F1 session were some of panic. In the speed to prepare the car in time, he wasn't totally familiar with all the buttons on the steering wheel, so as he rolled from the garage to the end of pit lane, where all the other cars were waiting at the red light, he began panicking, trying to find the neutral button on the steering wheel, desperately trying to find it before he rolled into the car in front of him. Luckily, he found it, and his weekend would continue on. He'd start the race in 19th in a field of 22 cars, and even after losing power steering in the race would bring the car home in 12th. The team owner remembers all the mechanics breaking down in tears, hugging their driver, moved to emotion that they had made it to the grid in such a short amount of time, and their driver had brought it home. For the rest of 2001, there were some impressive performances, but in the passionate but small and struggling Minardi team, 10th was the best finish he could manage. At the end of the year, manager Flavio Briatore ordered Alonso to stop racing with Minardi and spend a year as test and reserve driver for the Renault team, preparing him to join in the future. Alonso wasn't particularly happy about this, but he went with the plan. He'd have a test with the Jaguar F1 team, but remained committed to his future with Renault. Then in 2003, when Jenson Button moved to BAR Honda, Fernando Alonso Diaz would be appointed as his replacement. This year, he would go on to break the records for the youngest pole sitter in F1, and then youngest race winner later at Hungary. His Formula One career had finally started in earnest. Just 2 years later, he would beat legends like Michael Schumacher, Kimi Raikkonen, and Juan Pablo Montoya to claim his first Formula One World Championship at Brazil, the home of his hero, becoming the youngest champion in F1 history. The next year, he would manage to pull it off again, even after the Renault had lost some of its performance compared to his competitors in the second half of the season, becoming a two-time champion. He'd then go on to do a year at McLaren Mercedes, return to Renault for 2 years, and then join the Red Beast of Ferrari. In his time at Ferrari, he would come oh so close to winning the championship again, finishing second in 3 of his 5 years with the team. In the last decade, he's had a less than auspicious return to the McLaren team, and then decided to branch out a bit from Formula One. He attempted the Indy 500 where he ran admirably, won the World Endurance Championship and 24 Hours of Le Mans with Toyota, won the 2019 Daytona 24 with Wayne Taylor Racing, and even did the Dakar Rally. Fernando says he never really lost any love for Formula One, but he saw better opportunities to try and succeed in other things. His time away from the series made him realize how many talented drivers never get into Formula One, and how so many on the grid never even really get a shot at a winning car. So the fact that he was able to earn 2 championships is much more than he or his family could have imagined many years ago. Then, when he got the opportunity to return to the sport, he took it. Some may suggest he deserves more wins or championships if career decisions had gone differently, but he doesn't really see it that way. No one really deserves to win, and the young boy from Oviedo has more than he could have ever dreamed of. That being said, he will never stop relentlessly hunting championships and victories.
I am Fernando Alonso.
So once again, thank you for watching my videos. Now, I found when it comes to making videos about extremely popular and well-known figures, it's impossible to sort through all the stories and include all the interesting ones. So if you have a cool Fernando story I've missed, be sure to share it in the comments below. And since this was a bit shorter video, I used some of the extra time to research some more editing techniques. So let me know what you think about that, and hopefully the audio is balanced fine as well. Now for my next driver, he's been a teammate to Fernando in the past, and even though he only spent a few years in Formula One, he had some bright moments. He always seemed like a happy guy with a laissez-faire attitude. Of course, he always had good smile on his side. But until then, I'll see you next time on Driver Profiles.